The year was 1955, and Elvis Presley was on the cusp of becoming a global sensation. His unmistakable blend of rockabilly energy, magnetic charisma, and rebellious style was already causing ripples in the music world. What would later be remembered as an iconic moment in his rise to stardom was an event steeped in chaos, humor, and a dose of Southern unpredictability, the infamous Hound Dog fireworks fiasco during an impromptu New Year's Eve concert in Memphis. In late 1955, Elvis was transitioning from a regional performer to a national act. He had recently signed with RCA Records and was beginning to record the tracks that would launch him into superstardom. However, his roots remained firmly planted in Memphis, Tennessee, where he often performed for local crowds who adored his raw energy and unpolished charm. That New Year's Eve, Elvis had planned to spend the evening celebrating quietly with close friends and family. But as the night wore on, word spread that Presley was in town, and fans began gathering outside of a small local venue, the Cottonwood Club, where other musicians were playing a New Year's set. Persuaded by the growing crowd and his ever-enthusiastic manager, Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis agreed to take the stage for an impromptu performance, a decision that would spark an unforgettable series of events. Elvis's performance began around 11:30 p.m., just as the New Year's excitement was nearing its peak. He opened with crowd favorites like Blue Moon of Kentucky and Good Rockin' Tonight. The audience, a mix of loyal fans and unsuspecting revelers, erupted with excitement. By the time Elvis launched into his rowdy rendition of Hound Dog, the atmosphere had reached a fever pitch. What no one anticipated, however, was the unexpected combination of Presley's electrifying performance and a batch of ill-timed fireworks. In keeping with New Year's traditions, the club's owner had arranged for a small midnight fireworks display outside the venue. Unfortunately, the fireworks were stored precariously close to the stage's rear exit, a detail overlooked in the rush of the evening. As Elvis gyrated and growled his way through Hound Dog, his high-energy movements inadvertently sent a stagehand scrambling to adjust the microphone stand. In the process, the stagehand knocked over a lit cigarette, which rolled perilously close to the fireworks stash. At the stroke of midnight, Memphis welcomed 1956, not with a burst of planned pyrotechnics, but with an accidental explosion on stage. The first crackling spark sent the crowd into a mixture of awe and confusion, thinking it was part of Elvis's act. However, as a cascade of Roman candles and bottle rockets began shooting across the stage and into the audience, chaos ensued. Elvis, ever the showman, initially attempted to incorporate the fireworks into his routine, shimmying and shaking with even more vigor. But when a rogue firecracker launched dangerously close to his famous blue suede shoes, he leapt off the stage with a yell that many later described as a cross between a startled yelp and a rock and roll howl. The audience, caught between panic and hilarity, scattered in all directions, dodging wayward fireworks. Colonel Parker, always quick to spin a narrative, began shouting over the chaos, "You'll never see a show like this again, folks. This is real rock and roll." Meanwhile, local firefighters, who had been alerted by passers-by, arrived to douse the smoldering remnants of the impromptu display. Despite the chaotic end to the night, the Hound Dog fireworks incident only added to Elvis's growing legend. Newspapers the next day ran colorful headlines like, "Elvis rings in the new year with a bang," and "Rock and roll fireworks ignite Memphis." While no one was seriously injured, the story became a defining example of Elvis's ability to turn even the most unpredictable situations into unforgettable moments. For Elvis, the event reinforced his reputation as a dynamic and unpredictable performer who could command attention in any setting. Fans who witnessed the concert spoke of it for years, claiming it as one of the most surreal and thrilling experiences of their lives. Elvis himself reportedly laughed about the incident afterward, joking that the fireworks had been the hottest part of his set. The Hound Dog fireworks story has become a cherished piece of Elvis lore, encapsulating the spirit of rock and roll in its infancy, a time when music was raw, unpredictable, and unapologetically chaotic. It also marked one of the last instances where Elvis performed so intimately with a small crowd before his meteoric rise made such settings impossible. As much as the night epitomized the unpredictability of live performance, it also highlighted Elvis's resilience and ability to connect with his audience, even amidst literal sparks flying. Today, the incident is remembered not just as a humorous footnote in music history, but as a testament to the wild, untamed energy that defined early rock and Elvis Presley himself. If nothing else, the Hound Dog fireworks fiasco proved one thing: when Elvis was on stage, anything could, and often did, happen.